I'm not intimidated often by a car, but this is one of those cases. I am not full throttle, by the way. It's the end of the year, the holidays are around the corner, and this means two things. First of all, we have made new Nürburgring sweaters, the traditional ones and also very exclusive merino wool ones. Go to nürburgring.com, enter Misha Christmas 25 code to get additional 10% discounts on all the products. The sweaters, the books, the socks. What else do we have? Some more will be added actually soon. We're going to be having calendars. But for that, subscribe, stay tuned, and most importantly, enjoy the content. Is it actually the same car we drove last time?
Not really.
No. Yeah. But anyway, you might remember this guy.
Hi.
Yeah, you might remember this kind of car, at least with a similar livery, and definitely same company built by MTM. But previously, that car that we drove was 800 something horsepower.
822, the supercharged
yeah,
GT4.
The supercharged. And now we are twin turbocharged with 1230 horsepower. Now, a quick teaser. Quite often people and companies come here to me and say like, yeah, it has X amount of horsepower and then the car drives slower than stock. This is definitely not the case. Yeah, you've probably seen it in the teaser, and yeah, it's quite an interesting cookie. Yeah, so tell us more about it.
Good question.
First of all, thank you very much for bringing it. Driving all the way from like close to Munich, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wettstetten, MTM is close to Wettstetten,
yeah.
to Ingolstadt in Wettstetten, and I live in Nürnberg. And yeah, we know each other for years now, and thanks for having me here and for taking the time. I'm not MTM guys, I'm also a YouTuber, but I'm kind of freelancing for MTM and I'm a friend of the house, so
yeah,
it's always good to keep up the good network, and yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll give you the key.
Yeah. So
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
twin turbocharged MTM R8.
Yeah. So
MTM,
stock 610 horsepower, 640 maybe even with the plus.
The plus 610, 640.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, yeah, all-wheel drive, naturally aspirated, and then you have now double with addition of two big turbochargers. I don't think we can see them. We can just see massive intercoolers over here.
Behind here,
and
well hidden.
Yeah, they're actually quite sophisticated. Yeah, they're hidden here. It's actually very like easy-looking car. It's not like really obnoxious. So, which brings us to the next point. Power was great. You will see it in a bit. It was insane. We even done 2 laps because it's actually winter now. You might not see it, but it's quite cold. Track is not getting warm, so we had to warm up these tires. But yeah,
especially for you.
Especially.
It was on Cup 2 and
it would be on the street.
Really
yeah.
Wet,
so it's on PS4S. Because you need to drive 5 hours back home still on probably wet and busy highways. So Cup 2 hours is in the winter, not good. This is very, very good. Actually quite fresh. You can see it's 10th month of 25. Or 10th batch, but I guess 10th month. Anyway, having said that, tires were one of the limiting factors. Suspension was okay, but still set a bit not completely compliant for the Nürburgring. But then comes the other problem, also brakes. And mostly the aero. Why am I saying this? Because it has a wing, but when you look at GT3 car that runs only 500 horsepower, it has massive wing, massive front splitter, side skirts underneath the tunnels and everything, which helps it to press it down on the ground, and it's running full slicks and it's running big AP racing brakes. And here you have a street car, so it's funny enough, it performs great on the straights. But for the track, yeah, it's actually quite a lot of fighting. So you could make it more track optimized, putting like Cup 2R tires, putting crazy enough, maybe a bit somewhat better brakes on it, and definitely more aero. That's all possible. Should speak to MTM, maybe we can slap a big splitter on it, so who knows. But most importantly, the car didn't overheat. It went full send, full mode, everything was great, and everything else can be... Oh, some pops and bangs, cute. Wait till you hear that car. Actually got banned for the noise on the second lap. Did you know that? It got banned.
You got banned, really?
Yeah, on the second lap. So, and I think it's because of the turbo whistle or the wastegate, because the exhaust is not making much noise, in my opinion. So, but who cares? Yeah. Is there anything else we should mention?
Not really.
So, is it a turnkey solution that you just buy it as it is, or you bring a car and then MTM can build it, or is it both?
It's both possible.
Yeah.
Possible. You can,
do you know roughly the price? a lot.
I think it's around. It's six figures. It's around
Yeah, of
100,
course.
I guess.
Yeah, that should be.
Because it's a big issue and it's all German TÜV approved.
Yeah, everything is
Street
legal. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, for that you can go reach
But-
out to MTM and they can tell you
I'm
more.
only the driver, guys. You know.
Yeah, you're just the bringer. Don't
contact
shoot.
them, yes.
Don't shoot the messenger, and I like that. Exactly. So it was fast, it was epic, and I think for you now it's time to go watch the video. So enjoy, and thanks again MTM for very special car. So I don't know what can top this after that. Maybe the same car in a big aero trim, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, enjoy the sunset as well. It's actually quite nice. Yeah. Well, if it would focus. Yeah, that's nice. Not gonna lie, considering the weather conditions and the tire temperatures, pretty nervous. I mean, that's why we will be doing 2 laps. One with tires, get used to the car. That's why I'm also in performance sport mode on traction control. We'll listen how the car goes from the outside. We are in first gear. I don't know the speeds we're doing, but we could have done 300 with no short shifting. Alright, that's a serious cookie. Happy I'm wearing my baking gloves because it's just out of the oven. The car needs semi-slicks, Cup 2, Cup 2R. Warmed up on a summer day. This is insane. And it needs a big front splitter because the front end is lifting up so much. I'm not intimidated often by a car, but this is one of those cases. So linear. It's actually quite good, but yeah, we're missing the grip on the tires. Are they actually getting hot? acceleration is so linear, so refined. You need to be aware of that when you're approaching a braking zone in a corner, that you're doing double or triple the speed you're usually be doing. I never had a car take off there. I never knew it was possible to have a jump there. What the hell? This is quite insane. Suspension is a bit soft setup. You can feel probably the car move around. I mean, you can see it maybe. So it's really cautious with the corners. And the front end grip is really missing because it has a wing, but it needs like a proper GT3 splitter. Because at the end, GT3 cars have 500 horsepower. This has 2.5 times more that. So it's, the aero is really lacking for on-track performance. But let's be honest, as a daily, which this could be, or a street car, this is more than enough. Oh no, saved by the yellow. I don't even know if I should do a second lap. I mean, maybe because we're gonna have like optimal temperature tires, and otherwise the internet is going to complain that I haven't done a second lap. So for the sake of science, we will drop the pressures and try it out. Unless something big has happened and they're gonna close the track. But let's see. Oil trail on the right, so that's the main issue. I've seen an oil trail. I'm not sure if I'm okay to proceed again, because I do not want to slip with this car. I never done 300 kilometers per hour after the exit on the straight in TF. I think that's all we need to say about this car. We get quite often cars that whose tuners, owners claim to have a lot of horsepower, and then they literally slower than stock cars. I think this one is no bullshit. What the hell? Alright, yeah, let's drop the pressures and see if we can... I don't even know, we're definitely not gonna try to go faster, because F that. My god. I'm definitely not going to be talking now, so I need to really concentrate. In these conditions, it's worse than rain on a hot day. I am not full throttle, by the way. And I don't care how fast it was. Because it was fast. Has struggles with low speed grip. Come on, screen, go back. There we go. last time I passed the red Mustang here, it didn't end well for the red Mustang. Tires are out of the temperature window now because this is way too much. Tires are hot, the track is way too cold, so horrible combination. Okay, that's enough. Let's cool down. Insane. Insane. I never would have thought that I would say that a car with a wing, with ceramic brake discs, needs to have better brakes and better aero. I mean, with the wing, I could have said that. Very simple reason for that. Again, GT3 cars have 500 horsepower on full slicks, on racing brakes, AP racing mono caliper, monoblock caliper, on proper aero, massive front splitter, massive rear wing. It's not even comparable to it. And here we have 2.5 more times horsepower than a GT3 car has. So, what's wrong?
Zu laut.
Zu laut? Oh, okay. Weil jetzt gerade habe ich schon eine Runde gedreht, aber okay. Ja, ja, ist okay. Okay, dann gehe ich was anderes fahren. Jo, danke. Well, I guess changing the... going for a second lap after doing the pressures did help, because we could keep it more fast on the gas, but there was a McGann before me at the microphone section. Cannot tell you where it is, but you can guess where Megane was. Well, I think this is that. No, it's not the Fiesta I drove a few years ago. So yeah, and I think the car is too loud on the turbos, because the turbo whistle is too loud, not the exhaust, because exhaust doesn't sound bad at all. But I think the high-pitched whistle of the turbo slash wastegate maybe made it a bit too much. So, the main thing, MTM has done a phenomenal job, because although I was trying to push it on the track and it was difficult to drive because we do not have the full slicks, we do not have the aero, we do not have like the really big brakes, we were still quite on it, high RPM range, high on it, and the car did not overheat. Now, of course, we're driving in the winter, but I've driven plenty of cars in the winter that already would overheat with significantly less extreme mods than this car. So, having said that, MTM has done a fantastic job when it comes to the tuning kit. And again, I doubt people who would buy such a car or build such a car would take it out on track. I mean, why not? When you also change the other components, at that point you might end up just driving racing GT3s professionally, but who knows. So most of these cars are going to be very, very fast street cars and drag racing cars. And for that purpose, it's great because I can actually go wherever. For example, Oli brought the car today to me after driving for like what, 4 or 5 hours, more maybe, because MTM is from Munich. Maybe he had the car somewhere closer. So, and now he can hop in the car, put more tire pressures, and then go again. So it's freaking insane. So yeah, we're gonna take something else to see if that is not too loud. Joke's on me. Thanks for watching, for your support. I'm happy I can go back to my wife and kid today, because this was spicy. And actually, funny enough, you can see that the G meter is actually not hard at all, because we do not have the grippy tires, because it should be easy 1.5 plus, like towards 1.7, 1.8 if you put it on stickier rubber. So yeah, phenomenal car. But today, unfortunately, in other circumstances, but maybe next year they can come back on Cup 2s. Maybe we can make a nice splitter. So yeah, but wow, good job.